Morning, everyone. Morning. Morning, Antonio. Just some normal. Just give it a couple of minutes and we can get started. Just fiddling around the moment. The charts. NASDAQ came off nicely. Don't know if anyone took that trade, but it's come off quite nicely. Yeah, she gave you a fright. I hope some give you the fright, my friend. Yeah, well, not 50 minutes until the other. What is it? Yeah. Ah, so Pietro, you're in the NASDAQ. I know what price you got in at. What price you get in at? I can't give you a modifier to get some idea because I know where I got in, but it might mean a different price to you. So, and you know the price you went in at, your entry. Okay, it's quite low. Quite low. I think it was about 15,000. That was the original one. That's why I asked, because the original one was about 100 pips above that. Where is it now? Sorry, I should restart half past, but no problem. It's a personal question. Yeah, maybe not a cover costs, maybe 149.40. I'll cover your costs. Everything else, you won't make any money if you get stopped up. You're not going to lose, so it might get further. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit worried about the NAS. Should we give me another minute? And I'll explain it now. Yeah, you can modify the stop in the meantime. And we'll discuss it right this moment once the half past comes up. Okay, I'll pass. Second. Okay, I think I was expecting a bit of a bounce, to be honest. So we have actually. Try to short it. Yeah, I was expecting a bit of a bounce from these levels after a big fall off on the 4 hour down here. Yeah, 270 pip fall. I think that might be some profit taking bounce. So I don't know what size position you are, but it might be an idea to bounce some of it. You'd hate to be 200 pips up and still figure out what you won't lose, but you've lost out on 200 pips. It might be an idea to bounce something. I presume you've gone in. I don't know what you went in. What's the size of your position? I presume on the micro. What's you going up? And that's on the normal or the micro. Well, I'm going to be honest, in your account, you're wasting time at 0.02. That's far too small. Maybe your nerves or confidence going again, go back to the emotions. But I haven't looked at your account recently, but I'm just making the assumption it's fairly healthy. 0.02 is on the micro is very, very, very small. I don't think you need to worry about it then, to be honest with you, because whatever happens, you're not going to make much or lose much anyway. It is so small. You get the idea. But it's up to you. If you want to bank half of that, well, no much choice. If you got two of them, maybe you want to bank one and let the other one run. It's up to you. But it is a very, very small position. Yeah. I know the fear of risk comes into it. And then, of course, you've got on the downside, you're not going to make much if you succeed. And that's the problem. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, one of them too. Yeah, fair enough. So personal hassle in the family, I get that. Obviously, that comes first. Okay, anyway, welcome back. Okay, yeah, and then I'll say so. Welcome back anyway. Yeah, but I don't know anything else to now. So anyway, we can move it down to maybe, well, like I mentioned, just cover your costs. Well, yeah, it depends. If you're on the micros, it's peanuts margin. I don't know if it's negligible. That's the least you worry, unless you got. Well, I know you got more than a couple of bucks in your account. Yeah. So yeah, try and get understand that. I don't know what else I can say. I go on about it. And the volume's correct, and then it's fear factor is so powerful, and I get that. Don't get me wrong. I fully understand that. It is the most difficult thing in all trading. We're either too gung ho or too bloody cautious, trying to get this sort of even balance. Anyway, morning, Gerard. Welcome back, Mark. Use the calculator and take it into account. You know what I'm saying? And the margin on the micro is diddly. Okay, all right. So that's a couple of maths. I've got a few trades out. Some of them are okay, some of them are okay, etc. Yeah, let's have a look. Euro CHF, I think we're out of that one. I think it's TP in the end. Euro CHF, start with some good news. That did quite well. Where's the TP? 65. What are we on there for? Oh, clearly that's, yeah, okay. That hit the TP. That's
TP was too close, and then for next day, 85.
Can you mute yourself there? Just mute yourself if you're not engaging the trading room, please, Asabi. You had exams. Well, I hope you passed them. Don't you know yet? Well, I won't ask in case you didn't and you don't want to admit it. I hate it when someone says, I've done an exam, how did it go? Yeah, well, no. Well, anyway, I hope you passed. Okay, yeah, set it to TP. Euro AUD, not so cute, unfortunately. That had the opposite. We had a long on that, and I think it got stopped out. Unfortunately, we had the stop just below here. We got stopped out as it bounced. So I don't know if I'm still in that, but it should have been stopped out. But never mind, you should have made more in the Euro CHF than you lost in the Euro AUD if that occurred. Let's have a look. Sorry, just to make a note here, so I know going back. I don't want to keep going back to stuff. Morning. You when you say you modified the EUR AUD, how do you mean you modified? You mean you modified it away from your entry? Because it should have been
morning, Roger. Yeah, morning. What happened? The NZCHF also hit the modified stop loss on break even for me.
Oh, okay, I get you. Okay, excellent. There's a major difference. Stop loss is a big fear phrase, you know what I mean? I like that, FF, fear phrase. But often it's just not down break even a bit of profit. That's okay. That's fine. Always worry when people start saying I'm modified away. You don't be stopped out until you're stuck in the trade. Okay, well that's fair enough. NZDCHF, I think most people might have been. That's been doing quick for a while. It's been. I still think it's going to come off. So if you're still in it, I still hold on to it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just Something was happening. But it promised there a couple of days ago to Tuesday, Friday, promised quite nicely. Yeah, and then look what happened. But I still think it's going to hold. So you're still in it. Hold on. Okay, that's my suggestion. Okay. Let's have a look at it. Just a second. Trying to go to paper path trades. ADCHF. That was mentioned. Give them a bit of jip that one, but I think it's still come right. 60.25. Now, yeah, okay. Flirt of the stop, you should still be in. That's okay then. I think. When did it come out? 26th. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, it was in yesterday. Okay, it flirted and then it's come back down. The 50's holding. That's the shorter term one. Yeah, we might get some more downside there. So stick with it. Gave you a bit of a panic, but it seems to be coming right now. Still a little bit in the downside, but at least it's trying to come right. Okay, mention the ADVNZD again gave JIP quite a bit, and then it went up, and that seemed to hold. So some guys might have taken it after the stress they're in, because it did go up a little bit of a profit, and it's come back down again. It seems to be range trading between that area there, about a 50-odd pip range trade at the moment. But anyway, bottom line is that you still stick with the strategy. But I think some guys might have taken it in the end. GBP USD, the dollar for some reason decided to weaken quite a bit this morning, so it might not be so pretty. Yeah, it's bounced up again because what are we getting at? 27.22. Yeah, it actually wasn't doing too badly. But then again, the dollar's weakened a bit. But stick with the strategy. NZD CHF, sorry, NZD USD. That's giving it quite a bit of jip actually. 61.55. It's 30 pips in the negative, which is a lot worse, but that seems to be holding. So stick with it. It might come off. Maybe we get a bit of a bounce in the dollar. Okay. GBP CHF is in profit, should be. Yeah, that sounds quite a nice one. Thank you for reminding me of a nice one. Thank you, Peter. You're a good man. There you are. Just look at the ones that are battling a little bit, but we're still in them. Mustn't get too, the noise is going to be there. Stick with the strategy. It's start to try to come right. It's good stuff. Okay, in fact, some guys might have taken it, came right down here yesterday. Might have modified, stopped out in a profit, but I still believe it's going to come off. Okay, so that run if you're still in it. Good. I don't know if I missed one. AUD-CHF, I mentioned that. I think I've covered them all. If not, just remind me. Okay. It's going to be fairly quiet today. I was hoping to look for gold. I still think gold is a buy, but the dollar's come off, which is good for gold. But I was hoping for a better price. I was looking this morning around about the 1925 mark, and I'd like to be below 1920 to get it. One stage I thought we might get 1900, but I don't think that's going to happen the way it's going. So gold, I think, is a potential buy, but I think you might risk missing it because I want the stop below 1890 stop. So we're talking here 36 pips, $36 or whatever is quite a large stop, and I'm not sure the TP is high enough to make it worthwhile. But keep an eye on it. If it drops below into the 1915 to 20 marks, something like that, then I think you've got a possibility of upside. Okay. Remember, Gerard, remember I said the whole 5 on that one. WhatsApp me, I think it was yesterday, and said, look back for a sell. And I said, well, it's overcooked, but there's no indication these sellers are coming in. And it looked like that bit of caution paid off. Right resistance. I'm going to stick my neck out here. I think that might have a bit of a pullback. I'm not suggesting that as a trade idea. I'm suggesting watch it. But on the weekly, it's right on resistance. Let's put a bit more info on it. It's right on resistance. It's gone up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days without any reasonable pullback. That's nearly 1,000 pips. That's due for a pullback. It is rather strong, but I wouldn't be buying it now. Yeah, I think it's a possibility of a pullback on that one. I'm on the weekly, yeah, I know that, yeah. Couldn't get much on the daily, if you see what I mean. Carol thinks might be more upside. I'm an LIA by the way, leave it alone, but I personally think it's due for a pullback. And say 1, 2, 3, 4,000 pips. How long is it going up for? 14th of May, so a month and a half. I don't know, it's due for a pullback, I think. Yeah. I oversold. It's the other way around. Yeah, good question. I thought it was oversold around about these levels, but yeah, I think it's very much getting to the oversold level here. What's this? If you really want to take a highly massive, aggressive trade, and you got some money, and you the stop above the highs you can see on the chart, it's a whole lot of pips away, over 100 pips away. This is highly aggressive, but I think that could be at the short. But that's highly aggressive. Basically, what I'm saying here, you suggested yesterday a bit of a pullback, said wait. Now I'm going to be quite aggressive and say I think it's due. Okay, but as I say, if you're limited funds, this is high risk, very high risk. But yeah, it's due for a pullback. If anyone wants to look at it, I'll put an RR up. But yeah, that's what I feel. Why is he mulling over that sort to mention? We've got I've got to go to the office today. Got something on. So I've been asked to have a truncated, fancy word there, trade room this morning. So we'll be finishing off around about 10:30. Okay, just so you know. So do you think it's too risky to have a look at? I've put it up anyway to see what you think, but it is high risk. And can come all the way down there, but let's not get too cute. $75 to start. Make it 105 round for that. That's too far. Yeah. It's only a few days ago. What do you think? So I'm looking at it now, but it is going to cost you 175 grand. So clearly anybody below a couple of grand can't touch it, but you can be overexposed. But I think there's a possibility there, yeah. High risk, okay. So if you're normally going to risk 10 units, might be an idea to risk 5 or 6 instead. But yeah. So it goes pear-shaped. Don't shout at me. If it goes well, fortune favors the brave. Okay. Do you want to do it or shall I move along? Dirk likes it. Leave it alone. Okay. Anybody else? Nobody? Well, that is if you want to do it. I'll write it down just to refer back to, but yeah, anyway. Very, no doubt about it. Very strong uptrend, but I just think it's going to be some profit taking coming in. Okay, 109.30. So it's no problem if driving at 180, as long as you're aware of the speed. It's when people drive 180 and don't know the speed they're driving where the problem comes in. That's why I'm reiterating it, not trying to put a fear in, make sure you know. 65. Okay. Right, Brent. Now we have a trade out on this one as a long. I think a lot of guys are out of it now. It's been going for a while. If you're out of it now, I think Dirk winning for another one should be doing okay. What do you want to do at this stage of the game? Leave it alone. It's still in Herald. Okay, hold on. I don't know where you got in. If you got in the single price or just above that, get it up and protect yourself. I was listening yesterday to a guy on Bloomberg, an oil analyst, and he was saying that despite the end of next month, the reduction by Saudi Arabia of $1 million a day in production, there is a lot less consumption. I mentioned many times about China being the biggest consumer, and the economy is not faltering. No, nothing like some of the other economies in the world, but it's not as great an expansion as it was. I think that's the best way of putting it. And so there is quite a cool down in the use of the product, basically. And again, you know, EVs are not there yet, but they're starting to take off. And yeah, so I think it's going to be a fairly narrow range, Brent. But I think there could be, well, I won't say downside, but it could go either way. But it's a pretty narrow range. I put the snippet in, or weekly analysis or whatever, in the three, and Brent's one of them. And I said it's probably about a $5 range. And you can see yesterday, look at that decision candle, buyers and sellers are not sure, went up, sellers came in, came down, buyers come in. As long as you're protected, if you're still in the trade, so you don't lose out on it, you can stay with it, but I wouldn't be entering now. That's my take anyway. That's my take. Okay. Anyone disagree or any comments on that? What the hell's happened to the dollar? Anybody new here? Have you all got, everybody there got the dollar index? If not, just let me know and I'll copy and paste it for you on the chat line. Okay. Right on that, I haven't got it and I'll copy and paste it. Otherwise, what's the point? And the economic calendar, I presume you've all got it. Yeah, I don't think much out of that. Last set, so wrong way around. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. I hear you. So I read it the wrong way around. Yeah. Difficult to call. I hear you. Difficult to call. Good. That's fine, Sam. Difficult to call. He's stuck to his guns so far. Certainly why I should change. But again, whether he sticks his guns or not, it's not really the point. It depends on the updated information. I think this is a long here at 73, but we put a buy limit in, and 2 days' time it gets near to it, and then hang on, the situation changed. It could actually come off more. So same sort of principle. He's sticking with, he wants to bring inflation down, but at the same time he doesn't want to cripple the banks. You know, the cure then becomes worse than the actual illness. Yeah, that's honestly too difficult to call. Okay, so yeah, yeah, I hear you, but yeah, don't well sell that one. Okay, any other questions before we move on? Well, if it disappeared, I'll be honest, guy you asked on that one's Mark. He's an IT guy. I'm sorry, Sam, I am not. But I'm going to come up with a basic, simple one. If it's disappeared, go back to the live chat and go to tech support to have it re-downloaded, because why that happens, I do not know. So you need it. So if it disappears, you have to go back and get it again. Okay. Okay. Simple as that. Life support, I mean, yeah, well, technical support, a lot of support flying around. Got to get the right support, technical support, so on the live chat, yeah. I assume you all know that. Just go to the website, the portal is there. Okay. We had out yesterday, Cecil. I don't know who actually mentioned it on the Dow. And I said, yeah, I expect some upside on there. And I think it did actually come in a little bit. Yeah. Members were about there yesterday morning. And I said, I expect some upside. But look at this. Let's see if we get it going. Look at that. It's not really getting going. Bit boring, I'm afraid, Cecil, but I wouldn't be too keen to climb on that one at the moment. I'm still, as I said many times, still fairly negative on the international markets. So I think it's going to, I'd rather look for a pullback, but I want to get a new confirmation. It came back nicely yesterday, so it's getting an oversold bounce, short covering bounce I mentioned, but then it hasn't really got going to the upside. It is waving a little bit. There's not really any major economic funders coming out there. So I think it might drift a little bit going into next week's non-farm payrolls on Friday. Don't forget, 2 o'clock next Friday, we will be doing a session on the straddle trade on the non-farms. Just a reminder on that one. But it seems to be at resistance. I personally, I'm expecting a pullback. When the hell is going to happen? I don't know. But I think it's definitely going to happen. Very much so, Mark. Well, they've been denying it. Now they're starting to say there is one. Yeah. You see, again, you don't want to put these things out too much because people panic. And then you create the recession. You create it by panicking. You know, you got a mild problem and they put it out there, people panic and they create the mild problems, major problems. So they're going to be a little bit circumspect or maybe a bit denial. But yeah, we've been saying this like, right, anyway, a stuck record for a while. And yeah, the trouble is to say when it does happen, it's very quick. Remember that expression? Bulls go up the stairs, the bear goes out the window. When it happens, sometimes you miss it because it's so damn quick. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's exactly it, Curly. Yeah, that's exactly it. Absolutely. What? You are AUD, didn't I give you a deal on that? AUD CHF. Don't you hit the stop? So you should be okay. I didn't hit the stop, so it might work out. So stick with it if you're still in. Your AUD didn't, unfortunately. Yeah, so I agree with that, Curly, totally. I've moved off the Dow now. I personally think I wouldn't be buying it and I'm not confident to sell it neither way. Okay. The same with the moment, if you're in it, hold on, we've got modify like mentioned, but I wouldn't take a new one. We might get a bit of bounce before we get some more downside. That made me laugh there. Nah, Marcus shrugged it off. And it turned out to be, well, puff and puff, not much happened. The media so wants something good to happen in this Russian scenario that something small happens, you'll pounce on it, and then say it makes a small thing like a big thing. And I thought I'm gonna sit back and wait to see if anything actually really comes of it. It looks like no. So, and the market didn't take much notice of it. So yeah, no jump on gold or anything like that. So yeah, and no. I'm pretty damn sure he ain't going to back down. Putin, that is. I'm pretty sure he ain't. It will take quite a massive revolution to do that, but got this guy, was it Wagner or Wagner, where he's big enough for it. But as I say, that was yesterday's news. The market didn't take much notice, shrugged it off, so shouldn't worry about it. As I said many times, be very careful of media reports. Okay. I'm still keeping an eye on gold. Let's pull back enough. Very quiet today, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's going to be fairly quiet going forward, to be honest, as waiting for something else big coming through. We've got quite a few trades out here. A couple of it TP, one or two have not, clearly. But if you're in them, I think you've got your strategy. Don't get your stop too close, as I mentioned many times, and don't move it away. But I still feel this could work out. And even think the NZD CHF could work out. NZD USD could work out as well. If you're still in the NZD CHF, talk the devil, stick with it. But I think this one, I still feel could work out. Even though a little bit of dollar weakness crept in, I think that still could work out. You should still hopefully be okay. Not really, no, to be honest, Keone. There's a lot of good stuff on there, but in terms of trading, yeah, I suppose, but some interesting stuff for how banks were formed and how the Fed's a bit of a con job and all that sort of thing. It's quite interesting. But as regards, do I see any particularly YouTube's going to help your trading? Not that I watch them every time, but not really that I know. Maybe you've seen something, guys. I haven't really. Now it's time to say, oh, wow, this is the answer. Yeah. Nothing's sort of really got me going to it. Trader Nick, there you are. Try Trader Nick. Yeah, that's why people, thank you. That's why people put their ass on the line when they actually do give a signal, because they want to talk around it. But I remember Traders Corner was the only one dealt with derivatives on Business Day on TV, everyone long term, you know, and the only one who said it was stressful doing it because, you know, you're putting your ass on the line every time. So what do you think, Trader Nick or Trader John or Trader George? Yeah, I see some potential up here for this reason if you put the film around. So do you think I should get in now and sell it now? Oh yeah, but maybe wait for a bit, but you get the idea. So get in now. Most of them won't do that. I don't think they're allowed to either. They're going to get nailed if it goes wrong. That's why in this particular business, FSPs have to have qualified people to give advice. If it goes wrong, they'll come after that guy. Yeah, but if it works, it's worth it. I mean, I'll give you an example, Mark. I'm selling a product now, it's R250,000. But the chances of you making about R1 million out of it in the next 3 months is 99.9% certain. You'd be surprised where you find it's a bit expensive for me. No, you'd be surprised where you drum up that R250,000. You borrow steel, second mortgage your house, whatever. Yeah. But the thing is, always expensive, but is it going to? And always come back. The buyers and sellers, millions of them around the world, determine where the next one. Even that fancy software won't tell you that's going to go to 62 or 61.70 in the next hour or two. You see my point? But this is all good stuff to know about. But most people, all the time, and especially when you're starting, want to know: is that going to go down or go up? And you can't make that statement. That's the problem. It's not that cut and dried. But yeah. But again, it comes back, Sam, guys, everyone's looking for, even to pay the money for something that's going to tell you NZD USD is going to go down, gold's going to go up, and then you can relax. There's nothing's going to tell you that. Remember, if there was, you wouldn't have a market. If you know that's going to come down, no one's going to buy it off you. If you know it's going to go up, no, you know, you're buying or selling, that's right. You can't sell it Oh, you can't buy it. It's going to have a counterparty and things are wrong. Take that out of the equation, have a market, however fancy computer equipment is. Because that's the binding idea everyone does, is they want something, etc. It's going to tell you that's going to go up or down. Nobody knows. You take a view, and that's why you have stop losses. Once you get that concept, a lot of stuff will be clearer. $900 is not that much. Some of these computer stuff, the Bloombergs and these guys run into millions and millions. Not computer itself, but the software and all the rest of it. Sorry, Mark, but you go back that software, even if you've got it, that will not be able to tell you where that's going to go up and down. Won't be able to do it. And once it does, you've bought it and you're stuck with it because it's no good to you, because you won't be able to buy and sell. There'll be nobody on the counterparty. You've got to have somebody taking the opposite view to make the market work. Yeah, see, I'll tell you where your problem is, Mark. You keep taking money out of your trading account to pay your electricity bill. That's the reason why. Go and get gas, and then you'll be all right. It's an in-joke, guys. Yeah. That's my opinion, Pietro, yeah. I mean, that's a great trade right now. And something completely unknown happens in, I don't know, Japan or wherever. It can change the scenario in a couple of hours' time. That's why you have to have that overall view, if you like. And computers can do so much, but they can't do that. Okay, anyway, I hope that's all sort of clear. Go on about, try and get the concept through to you that you've got to have a counterparty buy and sell with a different view to make the market work. And stop looking for the no-brainer. Okay. Anything else you'd like to look at in the meantime? We've looked at our trades, let them run so far. I say we had the discussion as we do every morning, looking for another trade idea. The only one I was looking at was possibly a gold at a better price. I couldn't find anything else. We've got a few running. Some of you might have taken TP or stopped out or whatever. There still should be a few running. What I can say is keep your fingers crossed on them. Yeah, and hope they come right. It is going to be fairly quiet, Pietro. Yeah, if you've got stuff to do, don't worry. It's going to be a truncated session, I could say today, to go into the office. But whether it is or not, it looks pretty quiet. I'm just going to check the economic calendar. It's something building. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, Lagarde's speaking about, but it didn't make much difference. New home sales, that's right. But it's a 3-star, but it's not the biggest thing in the firmament. Now, I think it's going to be, the major thing is when we can get a decent pullback to go bargain hunting. That's the point. That's the point. But in the meantime, it's fairly quiet. So yeah. This week, the excitement of the next Friday non-farms and the following week, whenever it is the CPI. So that's some bit of fun to look forward to. Okay, anything you'd like to recap? Any trades you're in, you'd like to have a quick look at them? Any quick recaps? You got that was great to have you, Mark, as always. Beg your pardon, sorry. I do beg your pardon. Someone had WhatsApp me, I had to admit it because the thing wasn't there in front of me. Anyway, she's admit now. Sorry about that. Yeah, quite right. Thanks for WhatsApp. Okay, I think a lot of people will. I'd say maybe a little bit early in 10:30. It is quiet, and when it drags on a bit, you start looking for trades that don't exist. Stick with it. I'm quite happy to answer questions or go through stuff, and you know, basically getting the concept of volumes and all the rest of it. It's not short. Anything on that level, yeah. I presume you all know about leverage, how it works, the pros and cons, how you determine what the leverage is, those sort of things. Make sure you got free margin, same old thing, but really, really go on about it so that it becomes sort of like muscle memory habit. What's your free margin? And yeah, make sure in leverage positions, it is speculative, etc. So just be careful. Equity management. Any questions, guys? See, even the NASDAQ, look at that. 20 pips. Look at that range. That's absolutely minuscule. That's another way. Look at, see what the buyers and sellers are doing. If they're not doing anything, remember these are millions and millions of people not doing anything. It means the same, like we say, they're waiting. It's indecision. Are we going to get the bounces going to come off? We cannot tell. The buyers and sellers are giving us no indication. Here, clearly, you get an indication, okay? But here you don't. Hope that sort of makes sense. It's that simple, actually. No. The difficult part is the emotions and trying to predict what is going to happen from an emotional aspect. So the concept is not brain surgery. You know? I'm afraid I'm worried about that, Kenny. I hate it like that. Yeah. Sorry, you're right, mate. Yeah. This I like, or this I like. This I do not like. Bull or bear, no problem. But this I do not like. People say, what do you think? And I say, I think I don't know. Anything else, guys? Anyone want some clarification on? You've all got the economic calendar, position size calculator. Anything on the basics you just need some clarification on? Good to have you back, Nikki. Anything you just want to, not sure about, just want to clarify a little bit? If not, because I don't get any more trades out, stick with what you got. I might wrap it up. But I'm more than happy because you take the trouble to come on to clarify anything if you're not sure of. Are you guys all good? Yeah, stick with trade. See you tomorrow. Okay, that makes sense. All good. Okay, fair enough then. If you are good, thank goodness for that. It's about bloody time, precious. About bloody time. Give me a lot of jip that. And I thought it was a good trade that. So it's not a good trade. I'm not doing what I would like to do, which is me to go straight to profit. But anyway, nice to hear that. Yeah, stick with it. Yeah, so what can I say? Just hope it'll come right. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support. And as I say, oh yes, and don't forget, keep a pen and paper handy. If something you're not sure about, you might think of it and then write it down. So when you next come to the trade room, you haven't forgotten what it is, and then you can interact with the question. And some of those questions apply to everybody. And it could be just a little thing, but it can make a major difference. Don't forget to do that. Okay. All right, guys, if that's all, yeah, stick with it. Don't forget, all the trading rooms are recorded. And if you want to see the recording, don't forget, just go to the portal, scroll down the bottom of the menu, see social media, and there's on YouTube. And I put, let's say, 0930 2706 23. So you're not going to be looking at 3 weeks ago, you'll be looking at updated. Just to bear that in mind. Okay. All good? Okay, Cody, thanks everybody. And yeah, I'll catch you tomorrow. We get some more action. Cheers, guys. Thanks for your support. Don't forget, write it down. If you're not sure about it, we'll answer the questions. Okay. Cheers, Cecil.